Hello, everybody, and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, just outside the Las Vegas Strip. We're here for 94 laps here at this oval in the desert, if you will, on a beautiful, sunny Monday afternoon. Let's waste no further time and get through your starting lineup. On pole for today's race is Jonathan Marks, and to his outside, Anton Alvarez, Aline McTheidig, and Mark Guerrero in row 2. Row 3 is S.G. Craig and Luke Evans with the surprising 6th place in qualifying. Row 4 is Kurt Perkins and Purab Shrivastava trying to gain points on Ryan Scarrett. Row 5 is Fleet Cruz and Montano Sherman. Row 6 is Alex Davidson and Riley Smith. Row 7 is Tegan Fox and Jackson Maine. Row 8 is Sierra Reno and Ezekiel Garcia Ball. Row 9 is Skippy Larson and last year's winner Caleb Lane. Row 10 is Peter Lane and Dan Sedgwick, both teammates. There's their team owner Michael Parsons and Jason Maine starting to his outside. I believe that is row 11 maybe. Whatever. Patrick Hamitz and Leroy Conwell in this row. Willie Costa and Brock Moore. Then there's their point scooter Ryan Scarrett starting a bit farther behind than usual, with Carlson Vebels to his outside. Angel Gutierrez and Maria Tagola making her first start of the season, starts alongside him. Doge Workington and Geoff Jordan, Nelson Reeves and Christopher Lattimore, Manuel Sanchez. This track is kind of a home race for him. Whatever, we're just going to move on. Kyra Sistrad to his outside. Row 19 is Juan Jerry Wilson and Mark Evans. Row 20 is Big Mac and Ronnie Martin. And in the final row is Kellen Short and Neil Dick. They'll round out your 42 field. Alright, and the engines will fire up here. And the cars are now rolling. Jonathan Marks. One final time this season, he'll be at Las Vegas, even though it was short. He did dominate the first race ever here at this brand new racetrack. Anton Alvarez was pretty fast last season, just came up a bit short against his teammate. Will either of them end up in victory lane today, or will it be someone new? We've had a lot of first-time winners this season. It doesn't seem like that will be changing anytime soon. Anyways, Jonathan Marks, Anton Alvarez, pace car just pulled in. We're underway in Las Vegas. Pretty even start between the top two. Alvarez just barely edging out Marks into turn 1, but Marks will have the advantage on the inside and he'll easily clear out of turn 2. And so Alvarez will get into line. Mark Guerrero and Aline McTheidig going at it. Guerrero on that outside, McTheidig on the inside. Guerrero slides a bit up and will allow the 91 to get by. So put McTheidig into 3rd place, Craig into 4th place, Guerrero falling back a bit. That outside lane not very stable right now, but this track will weather. This track will get a bit dirty. These tires will wear out a ton as Cruz now fights with Guerrero. Bit of 3-wide action behind perhaps, as the top 4 have pulled away into separate groups. And now Perkins and Cruz will get clear. Davidson will also maybe get clear here soon. Shrivastava going way up high there. Trying to use the outside lane to his advantage, and that seems like it will work out for him. Guerrero looks like he'll be able to clear Davidson here and hold on to his 7th place spot now. He's fallen all the way back to 7th as Davidson battles with Luke Evans here for that position of 8th place, as we might have a battle for the lead here soon. Alvarez versus Marks. Alvarez all over the back bumper of the 19 here. Peeks down to the inside looking for some room. Won't get any. Marks, some defensive driving here, trying to hold on to his lead. Alvarez is pressuring though. He's pressuring big time here. we'll see if that 44 can get around as McDonald slides up a bit. But nobody is in his vicinity to battle him. Evans drops back, and he'll settle into 10th place, right in front of Sierra Reno Larson, trying to pass out the 31. Has room on the inside here. He might have a chance. Side by side now. Peter Lane right behind. Thought about maybe going 3 wide there, but he thought better of it. And we got a battle for the lead here, folks. Alvarez versus Marks. And it looks like Alvarez will win the battle here. He leads the lap just barely over Marks. McDydig is starting to pull in. So is SG Craig a bit, as these two are side by side. And Anton Alvarez will clear. Marks now tries to hold on to second place here. And it looks like he'll actually be able to do that, using the outside lane to his advantage. McDydig will challenge, though, on the inside, looking for some room. But there is none, and he'll stay right behind the veteran of more than 20 years of experience. And this is his final season, as everybody knows. There's some silly season rumors floating around of who will replace him, and I hear that there will be a new article posted in the coming days or so, as Alvarez slides up the racetrack. Marks has the chance here to get his lead back. Had a big run on him here. He might have a chance in turn 1 as he peaks a bit. McDydig and Craig going at it a bit. But Marks will stay courteous and stay right behind the youngster from Argentina. Got a bit of a battle here. Guerrero versus Stravastava here. Stravastava is trying to get that 8th place. Guerrero trying to defend his position. And there goes Marks. Down to the inside of the 44. Has the advantage on the inside line. Alvarez is trying to hold him off. McDydig is trying to use the outside line to his advantage. And Craig will take advantage of that as Marks side by side here. Craig gets clear. Oh, Perkins slides up a bit. Fleet Cruz is going to take advantage of that, and Marks will clear for the lead. He'll get his lead back easily. Craig gets 3rd place. Cruz trying to go for 5th. Or excuse me, yeah, 5th. And he'll be able to do that. So, bit of passing here early in the race, as we are close to completing 10 laps here. As McDydig slides up a bit, Cruz had a chance right there, but he also slid up a bit, and his chance to get up to 4th place disappeared like that. As Alvarez thought about using the outside line there a little bit, going back towards the rear of the field. Doge Workington and Ronnie Martin battling each other here. Bit of 3-wide action. Dan Sedgwick. Got some of the expected drivers struggling a bit, as here comes Craig to the inside. Gets 2nd place. And this is a very interesting top 2 here. Some of the oldest drivers in the sport. Jonathan Marks, SG Craig. Very old men with very different career paths. Marks, very successful. Craig, still looking for his first career win. We'll see if he can get that done soon. I gotta shout out Luke Evans again, having a strong run so far. In that equipment, the 00, one of our rookies, but obviously one of the slower rookies. He's running that team by himself. As Marks out front continues to dominate. Take a drink of water. It's got pretty much single file here as Larson fights with Peter Lane for 11th place. Costa maybe joining in on the battle as well. Moves down to the inside, has a chance to take 12th away from Lane, but Lane will fight back on the outside. But yeah, it's kind of settling down a bit. Maybe drivers are trying to play it safe. Maybe fuel save, tires save. Save everything you got. Because, yeah, this track is very abrasive as we go back here. As Vebels passes Maria Tagola now to not be in last. Craig slid up a little bit. Alvarez thought about making a move on the 71, but he'll stay right behind him. Evans going for 9th place over Stravostova, who is in a great position right now to gain on the points leader. Scarrett hasn't really improved his position at all. He's currently in 25th, and he has really not done a lot today so far. Brock Moore and Montana Sherman battling back here. Jackson Maine versus Leroy Conwell. And there's Scarrett as we got some 3 wide here. Big Mac's having a solid run here. He's into the top 30. Looks like he's got a fast car, the 77. And oh, it's sponsorship glory. Oh, almost. Very aggressive move there. Almost got into Mark Evans there as he makes a pass on the 23. Garcia Ball and Montana Sherman going at it. Sherman's falling back a ton. He's almost out of the top 20. Looks like that 15 is struggling a bit. As we got some battles here. Looks like McThydig has gone around Alvarez. Perkins has gone around Fleet Cruz. And Perkins looking like he's going to get around Alvarez here as he falls back. And he'll fall back to 6th place behind everybody else in this front group. Craig is trying to cut the lead down a bit. As we'll check on our fastest laps here. Alvarez currently holds on to the fastest lap despite falling back to 6th place. Cruz and Perkins still battling here as Cruz tries to get back into 4th place. And he'll easily do that over in the number 5. Defending champion, of course. Evans looks like he's got a fast car today too. Looking to get around the 20 mark. Guerrero makes a diving move to the inside into turn 1. Both drivers side by side, and Evans will easily win that race out over Guerrero as he continues to make his way through the field. The deficit so far between the leaders has not really changed that much so far through this race. It's still Jonathan Marks, dominant as ever. ST though, see the gap now. It grew a little bit. Marks has got a fast car today. Maybe the strongest car in the field as these two continue to battle. Cruz versus Perkins. Alvarez is getting involved as well. He wants to get back up there. Get back up with the leaders. And Guerrero looks like he's going to try to get his position back here, but Evans says, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to block you. That was a very nice block there by Luke Evans. There's a bit of battling there. Lattimore versus Wilson. Lattimore will get around the 40. Scarrett hasn't really improved his position as it's kind of a mess here. Jason Maine versus Patrick Kamey. Skeff Jordan versus Neil Dick, and a couple other drivers as well getting at it. It is a big battle here. It's like Brock Moore is making his way through the field. Caleb Lane drops back a bit. It's like he's struggling today as Larson is trying to get into the top 10 over Stravostova. We'll battle him here, but it looks like Stravostova will win that battle. Lead has shrunken down a little bit, but not enough where Craig can really attack the 19 here. He'll at least close in on him. And the gap, I think, continues to shrink. Yes, it is. It just got cut in. It almost got cut in half right there. Craig might have a long run car versus Marks here today, and that might give him an advantage if he can keep that up. As Marks continues to dominate so far, as we are about a third of the way in to this race. Marks leads another lap. The gap grows ever so slightly, but it's still very close. McThydig is starting to reel in this top 2 as he uses the middle lane. Interestingly enough, I gotta think it's those worn tires. Maybe you can slide up a bit and use those outer lanes. with some older tires here. They're a bit more grippy. As big battle here, Morris and Costa, Peter Lane, and Stravostova, and Sierra Reno as well, who's joining in a bit. Just outside the top 10 here, as Costa's trying to get 11th place. It's getting tight at the front. Very close between the top two, as these two are going at it again. My goodness. Cruz versus Perkins here. Almost blanked on who is in the 5. My fault. Perkins might win out here. Using the outside line through turns 3 and 4, and he is going to win that battle. Still very close at the front. Even though Craig hasn't quite made a move yet, he continues to close in. He's getting closer. Not quite on the back bumper yet. But he's getting there. And man, those tires are wearing up big time. Look at their fastest laps compared to their last laps. 130s is both their best laps, and 132 was their last lap. As Craig has a chance to take the lead here. He's all over the back over the 19. Oh, but it just doesn't have any room on the inside there as he slides up a bit. Craig looking to make a move here soon. Maybe gonna try the outside line here. Or he just slid up a bit and now he's gonna lose all his time on marks here as he falls back a bit. 1 second clear of McVidic here. Davidson has gone around Alvarez here, who continues to fall back and is now in the clutches of Evans, Guerrero, maybe Stravostova as well. Brock Moore has a very fast car right now. He's carving his way through the field. Already up to the top 15 and fighting 14th here. Fighting for 14th here. Or at least trying to. Peter Lane will hang on to his position. But it's still very much single file as Craig tries to close in again. Closing in, closing in, closing in. All over the back bumper and peaks a little bit. He had a chance to make a move right there, but kind of hesitated a bit, and now he'll lose some time on marks here. But he's still very much a threat. Still very close here. As the tire wear gets worse and worse, as you can tell by the lap times. And Marks is just managing to hold on to his lead continuously. Sedgy not having a good run today, currently sitting in last place. Wonder if we see pit stops soon here, as McVidic is kind of closing in on the top two here. It's kind of cut the deficit down from under a second. It was a second, and now it's a bit under a second, and now it grows a bit more. As Evans and Guerrero, they're going at it again, side by side, 20 and 00. And the 00 will win that battle. Alvarez trying to get his 7th place back, or it looks like, no, we got pit stops here. SD Craig heads to pit road, Mark stays out, Fleet Cruz is in, Alvarez is in, Guerrero is in, Stravostova, Costa, many other drivers are in, but a lot of them stay out as well. Especially Jonathan Marks here, trying to go for the long run strategy, it seems like. Under green flag conditions. And it looks like he'll be coming in this time by, along with everybody else. So it'll be interesting to see who is able to win the race here, ST Craig or Jonathan Marks. We're especially going to pay attention to Craig here, as he's just about to wrap up his pit stop. And he is out. Fleet Crew's right behind Willie Costa. And everybody else who came in the first time. But you got to deal with that apron here, that apron. That separates pit road from the track here as he gets back on track. And we got to see Jonathan Marks here with his pit stop. How well that's going to work out. 4 tires and fuel, it seems like, for the number 19. And he is out and underway. McThydek right behind. See if Craig has a chance here. There he is. You just saw him for a bit. And he is easily going to win the race off of pit road. The short pit strategy is going to work out for Craig. Cruz looks like it's also going to work out for him. He's up to 3rd place now because of that move. So some smart pit strategy by the 71 and 62 pit crews here, as Fleet Cruz might try to battle Jonathan Marks here. But Marks does have a bit of an advantage here. The longer the race goes on, the fresher tires he's going to have compared to the 71 here, as Cruz now battles Marks here, but it looks like Jonathan Marks will hold on. Costa also with a good pit stop. He's up to 6th place. Good run for Marks. Sierra Reno battling Kurt Perkins here. Brockmore also up here. Skippy Larson. Peter Lane. Manuel Sanchez also making his way through the field. Excuse me. Looks like he also had a good pit stop. As Costa and Alvarez side by side here. Alvarez looks like he's going to hang on to his position, but Costa dives it in there. Bit of late braking, trying to get the advantage on Alvarez, but it looks like he'll stick with his current spot of 6th place. As it once again gets strung out here. Big Mac's also having a good run. He's up to 20th. Or excuse me, he's in the top 20 now. Wilson 19th, Caleb Lane still kind of struggling here. There's Luke Evans right there, who did not have a great pit stop. And Scarrett definitely did not have a great stop. He's back to 36. Stravasova has a chance. Stravasova has a chance here to gain a point, or gain the points lead, I believe. It's a very slim chance, but if it stays like this, he definitely has a shot. He's running so well, and Scared is not running at all. Or excuse me, he is running, but like not running very well. More peeking down to the inside of Perkins right there. Looks like Michael Parsons has also had a good pit stop. The Texas winner took it away from Dan Sedgwick in a shocking twist as Costa moves up into the top 5. Once again, another good run for Willie Costa as he looks to try to get the 16 into the top 30 in owner's points. Jonathan Marks is cutting into the lead of ST Craig a bit, and maybe those are the fresher tires kicking in slightly. And he's cut it to down 2 seconds. He's getting a lot of time on the 71 here. He has a chance to keep dominating here because he has such a fast race car today. It's going to be hard to beat him on pace, I believe. And let's see the deficit now. Oh, it grew slightly, so maybe Craig had a slower lap that time as McThydek now battles Fleet Cruz, and McThydek will win that battle. And Cruz will slot back into 4th place. Costa right behind, caught up a bit. as ST Craig continues to dominate here. Marks did cut the gap down slightly, so he is gradually closing in on the 71 here. As Cruz once again fights back for his third place spot, but to no avail. He had no run on the inside there. There was no chance of him getting his third place back, as here comes his teammate, Willie Costa. Looking to battle him, peeks down to the inside. Cruz blocks. The lead grows. Oh, Ronnie Martin stopped on the apron as he just saw flying by, and that, I'm sure, will bring out a caution here. Yellow flags are out. Pace car is out. And our first caution at Las Vegas is waving. And ST Craig's lead is... So they're heading to pit road once again here. Craig leading everybody onto pit road here. Except for Ronnie Martin, of course. He was already on pit road. Leading a long train of drivers. As he looks to once again keep his lead here. What shocks me, they're pitting once again here. After just about 10 laps on the fresh tires. Maybe there's some strategy in play here. And we'll see who will be able to win the race off of pit road here. Costa and Cruz already out, and Marks will easily win the race off of pit road. McTheidig second. Drag race there, but it looks like Craig won the race there for third. And so Marks gets his lead back. Guerrero with a good stop. Brock Moore with a good stop as well. So is Manuel Sanchez. Looks like Parsons had a bit of a slow stop. Big Mac, good stop as well for him. And this has kind of shuffled up the field a bit. So very interesting strategies going on here as we will head to a bit of a break here. When we come back, it will be green flag racing here at Las Vegas. Halfway to go in the race. Welcome back to Las Vegas here. Jonathan Marks won the race for pit road as we are wrapping up the first caution of the race. I forgot to announce here that Carlson Vevelst out of the race with the mech issue. He blew up, something broke, and he is now out of the race. He is your last car winner. Ronnie Martin lines up on the inside, the lap car. We'll see how fast he truly is, and we'll see if he causes some trouble with some of these cars on the lead lap here. As they're getting ready for the restart. Update on the top 10 here. Jonathan Marks leading. Owen McTheidig second off of pit road. SG Craig back to third. Costa fourth. Fleet Cruz fifth. Davidson sixth. Anton Alvarez seventh. Mark Guerrero eighth. Purev Shrivastava ninth. And Skippy Larson rounds out your top 10. Behind them is a very interesting cast of characters, including Big Mac as pace car pulls in. We're ready for the restart here. Jonathan Marks leading the field back to green after our first yellow of the day, and we're back underway. Craig already being aggressive, moving down to the inside. Behind Ronnie Martin, who didn't quite get a good jump there. It might hold him up a bit, but it looks like he'll take advantage of that as McTheidig will drop back to third place. Cruz trying to get around his own teammate. And maybe more here as he tries to get around McTheidig as well. He might have a chance to do that, as Craig is looking to pass Martin there. He couldn't. He has to quickly get around Ronnie Martin if he wants a chance at Jonathan Marks here, who's kind of pulling away a bit. I might have the hiccups. But Fleet Cruz will get around Mick Theidig as Davidson. Costa starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe didn't get the best restart. He just scraped the wall there. 3 wide, Stravastava, Alvarez, Guerrero, Brock Moore in this battle as well. Getting a bit tight here. Manuel Sanchez joining in on the battle as Costa is dropping like a rock. Big Mac's going to get around him. Everybody's getting around the 16 right now, and that's not ideal for Costa at all. He had a great run going, and now it might be ruined as Big Mac might have a chance to get into the top 10 here soon. He has to pass that 20 if he's going to be able to, and he might do it. A lot of drivers sliding up the racetrack here. It's a bit slick here as the tires start to wear out again. Still 3 wide here. Michael Parsons, Anton Alvarez is also falling like a rock. And yeah, Big Mac's in the top 10. Reno into the top 10. As Guerrero falls out of the top 10 to 11. What an incredible run for some of these underdogs here. As Frank has finally gotten around Ronnie Martin, who falls back to, well, 3rd in the running order, but not on the lead lap. As Marks continues to have his little gap here. It's not a big gap, but it's a nice gap. As they head down the back stretch here, single file mostly out front. The battling has calmed down a bit. And after all the damage, Costa has fallen back to 13th, maybe 14th here. Alvarez trying to get around him. Peter Lane also thinking about it. Angel Gutierrez started developing a recovery run here as they're 3 wide again. Gutierrez very aggressive move on the inside here. Oh, as Lane slides up a bit, almost got into Costa there. Side by side down the back stretch here. Age of 7 versus 16. And Gutierrez will win that battle. That's Costa trying to hang on the outside here, despite maybe some side damage here. He's actually doing a pretty good job of holding his own here. As Peter Lane also trying to join in on the battle as well. And Costa's just falling like a rock here, let me tell you. I think there was almost contact there. Peter Lane and Flandre Wilson, as Peter Lane got really loose there and almost caused a bit of an accident there. Davidson. ST Craig. Looks like Ronnie Martin got back around Craig here. And Cruz and Davidson were battling there a little bit. Shrivastava and Brock Moore battling somewhat there, I believe. As Parsons getting around Alvarez here for 12th place. Costa has now settled into his position. Caleb Lane, kind of a recovery drive here, still running top 20. Side by side, Jackson Main and Patrick Kammeets here. Kammeets looking to use the outside lane to his advantage. As we got 40 laps to go in the race, I believe. Way past the halfway point of this race here. McTheidig and Davidson going at it. McTheidig trying to get around the number 10 here. As ST is trying to get back around Ronnie Martin here. Oh, Davidson got a bit loose right there. And he is falling a bit back. So is Sanchez as well now. Big Mac is making up positions here. So is Reno. The underdogs are really having a great time today. Stravastava also slid up. Brock Moore, 3 wide. Big Mac might get into the top 5 with that move. Trying to get around Stravastava. That's the last spot in the top 5. And he might do it. Big Mac, legacy run today as he tries to battle the 36 here. And he's just going to barely beat him out for the top 5 there at the line. as I believe we are under caution. We've had a... Oh! Lattimore, upside down. Big wreck. Dan Sedgwick involved. Looks like he's got some damage in that. Looks like Sherman was also involved in that. Maybe Scarrett as well. Let's see what happened here. So here it looks fine right now. Scarrett running 38th. His day has just been abysmal, to say the least. And so here, Scarrett's just kind of sliding up here and gets into Lattimore. Oop. And then gets into Sedgy here. Turns Sedgwick around. And then Lattimore gets on his side and up on his roof. As Dan Sedgwick spins around a bit. Sherman getting into the grass there. As Lattimore goes for a wild ride. And then Dan Sedgwick here is trying to get that car back rolling. We spring it to pit road to fix the damage. But then just rams into Lattimore. Driver's side upside down. That is scary there. Oh boy, I hope Lattimore is okay after that. It wasn't that fast, but it's still pretty dangerous. As Sedgy will drive away, Lattimore will not be able to, as he will get towed back to pit road. Everyone coming back down pit road again. Once again, after another caution here. Looks like those tires are really wearing out for everybody, and they just want to get some freshies on. No, not really any strategies here at all. Everybody's going with the same strategy. 4 tires and a bit of fuel. And that makes the teamwork, makes the dream work. As Marks will pull into his pit stall, 4 tires for him. Cruz already out of his pit stall. Marks will once again win the race off of pit road. Craig off second, Cruz third. Ronnie Martin will get his lap back, so it's McFadden fourth, and Reno and Big Mac. Good pit stops for them, as pit stops once again complete. And it is Jonathan Marks continuing to dominate, and as we will once again go to another break. And once we come back, we'll be back under green again. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Completing the second caution of the race here. Mark's continuing to dominate here. Craig back up to second. Fleet Cruz up to third. Lattimore somehow continuing here, as you saw with the replay. He went upside down, and he's electing to continue on. Dan Sedgwick, I think, has retired, and I'm sure that 67 will probably not last long, despite Lattimore's tries. And probably gonna end his day with the blank flag. But anyways, Mark's getting ready to lead the field back to green. And a bit of an update on the rest of the field here. Sierra Reno 5th. Big Mac 6th. Brock Moore 7th. Purab Shavastava 8th. Manuel Sanchez and Alex Davidson 9th and 10th respectively. We're going back green here. Jonathan Marks leading the field back to green again. Getting close to 30 laps to go, I believe. And yeah, Lattimore is not fast at all, and Reno trying to take advantage of McFadden having a bit of a slow start here, trying to get on the inside of the 91 here, and he is going to take a big advantage of that as they head down the backstretch now. Craig got a really good restart there after getting clear of the 67 there, As Reno trying to get around McThydig here. McThydig battling back. Big Mac, or excuse Reno and Big Mac. Brock Moore joining in on this battle. Stravostova. This has kind of shuffled up the field a bit as Lattimore continues to drop back. Jackson Maine having a good run into the top 20 as they head down the backstretch. Cruz might try to get second place here. Oh my goodness, Big Mac is up to fourth here as, a bit of contact. Almost 3 wide there with McThydig, Sierra Reno, and Brock Moore. As Jonathan Marks starts to pull away a bit. And we're under caution again. Our third caution of the race. And Kammeets is all torn up. Kellen Short. Looks like Neil Dick got some damage. And Kurt Perkins as well. As our third caution waves. Let's see what happened here. So obviously Lattimore getting the blank flag and getting parked here. Oh, looks like Guerrero cut the wall behind, but that doesn't matter. So Lattimore is heading to pit road. Perkins, I'm not sure if he slides up, seeing Lattimore trying to head to pit road here, or what have you, but just gets into Kammeets, and Kellen Short and Neil Dick all go sliding up with him. Big contact there for Perkins. He got some airtime there. And poor Kammeets probably got the worst of it there with the damage. But it's not severe damage at all. All 4 drivers will continue, but very unfortunate for most of them. Even though most of them were probably running in the back anyways. As they will trudge on. And yes, they will. Jonathan Marks once again lead the field onto pit road. Craig right behind him. Fleet Cruz, Big Mac, Sierra Reno, and pretty much everybody else, including those damage drivers. And Marks will pull into his pit stall. 4 tires and fuel. Oh, it looks like Cruz and Alvarez. Different strategy for Fleet Cruz, Travastova. Some of these drivers, alternate strategies here. As Cruz wins the race off of pit road easily. Craig all the way back to about 6th place or so. Marks farther back. So some interesting strategies here, that's for sure. Coming late into the race. And we're just about 30 laps to go from the end. So as you saw, Michael Parsons did have some damage on pit road, and there's a reason for that. I believe coming from Skippy Larson here. As Parsons exited his stall, Caleb Lane trying to get into his stall. They make contact. And then Parsons rams into the side of Larson, who then has to get towed because of that. And Parsons just continues on despite the damage. Not sure if it's severe enough to affect him, but we'll see here coming to the restart here. Welcome back to Las Vegas. A lot of drivers on alternate strategies here. Fleet Cruz, Purev Shrivastava, Michael Parsons, Angel Gutierrez, Sierra Reno, I think, as well, and Anton Alvarez. I think SD Craig is on the same strategy he was running at the beginning of the race. So it's gotten very interesting here. Late into the going. Brock Moore had a mechanical issue, and now he's out of the race, unfortunately. He was running very well. He had a fast car, but unfortunately, he'll be out of the race now. And I believe with this caution, Ronnie Martin is back on the lead lap, which is very shocking for Ronnie and very lucky for him. But we're under 30 laps to go here. Things are about to get interesting here, folks. As we're coming to the end, drivers might get a bit aggressive here, might get a bit desperate. I've already mentioned that a lot of drivers are on alternate strategies as the pace car heads to pit road. Fleet crews will lead the field back to green. Parsons not very fast at all, and he's kind of holding up the rest of the field here. Gutierrez tried to get around him. Larson speeding in. He just came off a pit road. And Gutierrez is going to take him 3 wide here. Craig also a part of this battle a bit. As Parsons, that damage is affecting him, it seems like. He'll drop back. Alvarez trying to get around him. Reno trying to get clear here. Has a 3 wide behind. Jonathan Marks, Kyle Sustry, Manuel Sanchez, and many drivers. Going 3 wide here as Parsons, oh boy, slides up high. I'm sure this will probably not end well. So it's Larson and Parsons. They're all making contact and they're all on the wall. Everybody's getting involved in this one. It's the big one on the backstretch. A lot of cars piling in. Cam Eats going short. Neil Dick. Big Mac's got damaged. Larson, of course. Geoff Jordan. Doge Workington. Montana Sherman. Jason Main. And a lot more drivers. Nelson Reeves. That was most of the field, wasn't it? Ronnie Martin as well. And poor Jonathan Marks had the best car all day. And his car is junk. Caleb Lane probably will not repeat as winner. Tegan Fox. Jackson Main got some damage in that. Davidson heavy front end damage. And as everybody heads to pit road here, let's see what happened. So it obviously started with them being 3 wide here. Larson slides up a little bit. Marks gets into Parsons here, who then all make contact here, and they all scrunch up against the wall here. Manuel Sanchez just barely avoids that. Wilson gets some damage in that. So does Peter Lane with Marks coming down here. And then the track is kind of blocked here. McThida gets into the back of Parsons. Perkins kind of just dumped Nelson Reeves there and sends him careening out of control. Kellen Short kind of piles in there. So does Neil Dick. Tegan Fox gets spun around. Ronnie Martin piles in as well. Luke Evans, I think, got some damage in that as well as he goes spinning across the apron. Conwell might be fine. Maria Tagoa also involved. Just a ton of drivers involved in this huge accident. Garcia Ball is completely junked. Doge Workington has severe damage. And then Larson kind of piles in at the end. Even though he was involved in the accident, he just decided to keep going. Just like what Dan Sedgwick did. I don't know why these drivers are doing it. Maybe they can't see that well on the apron or something. It's very strange. Damage assessed. Multiple drivers out. Gutierrez, by the way, has a mechanical issue, and very unfortunate for him. But a lot of more damaged race cars are on the racetrack right now. A lot of retirements, I believe. Workington, I think, is out. Kellen Short out. Montana Sherman. Workington's going to continue with a lot of damage to his race car as we're getting ready to restart. Geoff Jordan out. Skippy Larson. And there are a lot more damaged race cars out here. Ronnie Martin, Michael Parsons, Neil Dick, Hoodless Wonder. Poor Jonathan Marks, dominant car today. Patrick Kamitz. Kurt Perkins. Poor Big Mac as well. Some of the underdogs here getting unfortunate luck here late in the going. as we're getting ready to restart here. A lot of these drivers on alternate strategies, as Gutierrez is going to try to bring it to pit road, and he will be able to do that despite being on the grass a bit right there. But Fleet Cruz will get the restart here, get the race back going, despite the big accident. And we will be back underway. Borkington is not fast at all. But it looks like mostly everyone will get around him just fine, as Alvarez is looking to get underneath Craig right there. Srivastava maybe trying to get underneath Fleet Cruz there. Not a lot of side-by-side action going on. Peter Lane was just involved in the wreck, battling Manuel Sanchez there a bit. So is McThydig, but he wasn't involved, as Borkington will head to pit road here. Oh, it's a bit of a clusterfuck behind. Oh boy, guys, keep it steady, keep it smooth. Come on, guys, let's get to the end here. Let's get to the end all in one piece, as Craig, big run here, gets to the inside of Srivastava here, trying to get second place. He probably now has the fastest car on the racetrack because of Srivastava's ton of damage here, Jonathan Marks' damage, as Srivastava slides way up the racetrack. Almost trouble for him here, but he continues to battle. But it looks like Alvarez will win that battle. Sierra Reno also a part of this battle as well, trying to get fourth place here. But it looks like Srivastava will hang on. 20 laps to go. Craig is fast here. Craig is catching up quickly to our leader right here, who is on an alternate strategy, and we'll see if Fleet Cruz can make it to the end. I'm not sure if he can, but ST Craig is probably gonna win this race with how fast he is right now. Making a move to the inside goes Craig, trying to get the lead, and he'll clear easily into turn 2. Alvarez closing in as well on Cruz here. Fondre Wilson battling behind. Srivastava is starting to fall back a bit. With his... I don't think he has damage, but I think he definitely has worn out tires here that are definitely affecting him. As ST Craig comes to the line, the race starting to wind down a bit. Davidson making passes in that thing. Look at him go, despite all the damage. Manuel Sanchez with an aggressive move to the inside of McThydig there. Trying to make a move on the 91 here, who I think is clean. Oh no, he was involved in the wreck, but it's slight damage. But damage nonetheless, as he slides up the racetrack a bit. Davidson trying to get the advantage here. I'm not sure how that thing is running so well. Or at least running well enough. Reno trying to get third place here over Alvarez. Side by side for a bit there. But it looks like Alvarez will win the battle. Tegan Fox trying to get into, well, not the top 10, but 11th place here. 3 wide. Kyler Sis trying recovery run here, as there are more damaged cars back here battling it out with each other. Costa as well. Jonathan Marks, kind of a recovery here. Top 20, at least for him. Srivastava now battling Wilson here, as Reno is battling out with Alvarez here, trying to get that third place position. Peter Lane joining in on the battle as well. Joining in on the fun a bit, if you will. As Srivastava falls back to 7th place, maybe 8th place. And probably more positions here. Conwell, Emmanuel Sanchez battling here as well. Sanchez thought about making it 3 wide there, but there was no room. Peter Lane getting around Wilson. And we'll slot. Oh, almost got into Alvarez there. That was a bit dangerous. But he's running very well despite the damage, as he slots up into 4th place. ST Craig, meanwhile, is just gone here. Almost a 1 second lead for Craig here as... Uh-oh. Oh! Big hit. Parsons. And a lot of damaged race cars on the front stretch. And another accident, it seems like. And another caution as SG Craig will bring the field around. Nelson Reeves destroyed, along with many other drivers, Caleb Lane, and somehow we've had another wreck. Let's see what happened. So Costa was, or excuse me, McTheidig was kind of falling back here a bit, sliding up the racetrack way up high. And so does Costa as well, kind of. Costa is now sliding up, and McTheidig is trying to get back down, and then kind of just dumps Costa into the outside wall. Heavy damage for Costa. Poor Costa there. Evans just barely misses it. Caleb Lane cannot. Piles into the back. Tagola gets involved. Reeves gets involved. Jackson Main as well. Perkins somehow split the gap right there. Ameets also gets involved here, trying to avoid the wreckage and just plows into the back of Reeves as he goes flying. Parsons also did the same to Costa there as he went flying as well a bit. There are a lot more damaged race cars here. Neil Dick also piling in as well. Maybe a lot of drivers can't see through the smoke there, but that was some dangerous driving there. Just a lot of sitting cars and cars piling in. Sure, a lot of drivers probably got rattled up in this accident today. It's just been a wild race ever since probably the second caution or so. As we're going to have a lot more drivers out now. 10 laps to go here at Las Vegas. And the field is very much shorter. That's for sure. Tyler Sistrud just had a mechanical issue, so it's now 23 cars left out on the racetrack here. And a lot of them damaged here. You can see Jackson Main just involved in a recent accident. Kurt Perkins. Ronnie Martin, I think, got some damage in the big one. McTheidig as well. Ryan Scarrett, who's probably gotten saved with so many retirements today. Jason Main. Jonathan Marks. I think Mark Evans is clean somehow. I don't think he's gotten damage all day. Big Mac, Riley Smith. Luke Evans got involved in the big one as well, got some damage. That hasn't slowed him down. Alex Davidson, Tegan Fox, Peter Lane, and Flandre Wilson. There are a lot of damaged race cars here today. As this will hopefully be the final restart of the race. As the pace car pulls in, SG Craig continuing to dominate in this later half here. And he will see the green flag for possibly the final time today. We're back underway. Cruz looking at a chance to get the lead here. He thought he had a great restart there. It's a bit tight out front here as Wilson making a move on Conwell here. It's been a nice race for some of these underdogs. Conwell, Reno, both of them. Peter Lane looking to make a move on Cruz here. As Reno makes a move on Anton Alvarez as he just scraped the wall there. Scraped the wall a little bit, entering turn 3. And side by side with Wilson here. Conwell moving alongside as Alvarez dropping back a bit. Shrivastava also dropping back. Tegan Fox on the inside along with Luke Evans. Davidson also. You see, this is a bad situation for Shrivastava. We saw him on that last green flag run. He didn't look very good during the end of the race, or excuse me, during the end of the last green flag run. And now he's in a situation to gain not as many points as he would have with Scarrett. He's somehow running with the pack right now, which you probably wouldn't expect, but most of these cars are damaged, and that's probably to be expected. But meanwhile, out front, Craig is gone here. Half a second lead over Fleet Cruz, who is trying to protect his second place here. I think if he finishes second again, that would be his second place. Second place this season. Try saying that 5 times that fast. As Lane peeks down to the inside there, but he has no chance. Reno and Wilson going at it. Wilson trying to get the advantage there on the inside. And now has some room here, but can't make the move just yet. Going to be side by side here. Guerrero versus Sanchez here, back here. Luke Evans with the recovery drive back into the top 10 he goes. Despite the field being a bit shorter. Jonathan Martins also making moves back into the top 15. Shrivastava just one spot in front of Scarrett here. So he's not going to gain a lot of points today, unfortunately. I'll make that 2 spots, maybe 3 spots if he can make the move stick. As Scarrett decides to move up to the outside. I don't know why he would do that. But it's a tight battle for the championship here. Mark Evans, maybe somehow going to get another top 10 here. Just kind of a nobody throughout this entire race, and he might get a top 10 again. Just like at Texas, kind of. He's been a quiet, consistent driver. As the laps are winding down here. That is 4 laps to go, I believe. There's ST Craig, job security. Not a big factor right now. Or excuse me, it is a big factor for him. As these two are side by side here. Cruz trying to beat out Lane here today. Peter Lane. Again, to be specific. As Peter is going to get clear over Cruz. Still paying attention to that battle here. It's gotten a bit spread out. Shrivastava holding on to 15th. He'll gain some points on Scarrett. Not as much as he could have gained today, that's for sure, as Ronnie Martin heads to pit road. 2 laps to go for Craig here. But yeah, it was a very good day for Shrivastava. But since so many cars have retired, that advantage he had is pretty much gone now, which is very unfortunate for him. To gain big on Scarrett here, as we'll see if SG Craig can even make it to the end. Some of these drivers, of course, on alternate strategies, we'll see if they can make it to the end. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for ST Craig here. I was talking about job security a bit today, and I'm sure that job security would just disappear if Craig can win today. And he's just been so dominant here ever since Marcus got in the accident. Lane over second back. Craig stays up for another lap, and he'll be victorious here today. ST Craig, another first-time winner this season. Peter Lane ends up second. Fleet Cruz with a nice 3rd place for him. Flandre Wilson 4th. Sierra Arena rounds out your top 5. What a wild race. What a wild. Some spectacular crashes here today. And we just hope that Lattimore is okay after his flip and subsequent ramming by Dan Sedgwick. And I'm sure the officials are going to have some words with some of these drivers here today after some of the chicanery that they pulled. And I thank you all for coming out here on this fine Monday afternoon. And we will see you in 2 weeks, I believe, because next week is my birthday. So in 2 weeks, we will be at Phoenix. And I thank you all for coming out and staying a little while. Bye!